The BJP has kicked off a Dharmasthala Chalo Yatra. They allege that this is a state-sponsored conspiracy. But on the basis of what? Joining us is BJP MP from Bengaluru South, Tejasvi Surya. Now, the government of Karnataka has a very simple logic. It is our SIT which arrested this masked man. How can you accuse us of being co-conspirators if we are the one who called him out?
Well, first of all, Padmaja, good evening and best wishes to you on this new innings here. The state government cannot make that argument today because the state government, if you go back and see how this entire episode played out, the very first reaction of the Chief Minister when this absurd allegations was made by this masked, unnamed man, this whistleblower, was that he said, SIT can't be constituted just because some random person is asking for it. Within 24 hours, the Chief Minister makes a U-turn and constitutes an SIT. And there are two things that have changed today. One, we are told that the SIT was constituted after the CM received certain instructions from Delhi to do so. Now, the first question is, who gave these instructions from Delhi and what made the CM change track, a complete U-turn within 24 hours? From saying that we can't constitute an SIT based on random allegations by a random person, how did the allegations become so serious within 24 hours? Two, we are very reliably learning that certain senior police officials advised the Chief Minister and the state government that before constituting an SIT, it would be prudent to at least hold a small preliminary inquiry upon the credentials of the man making these allegations and also on the allegations and the nature of the allegations itself. Because this masked man had come out with a human skull in his hand and the police wanted to find out whose skull is he carrying, who is this person, and this person claimed that he was an ex-employee of Dharmasthala. They wanted to verify whether he indeed was an ex-employee of Dharmasthala. Did he have any linkage with the institution? No preliminary inquiry was conducted. And in this 24-hour period from the allegation to the CM denouncing a constitution of rejecting the idea of an SIT, to this U-turn and constitution of an SIT, an entire ecosystem of YouTubers, of hundreds of YouTube channels, certain agenda-driven media, starting from these small local YouTube channels to BBC. They sent their special stingers here and created this global narrative that thousands of murders have taken place in this temple town. Now, why Dharmasthala? Is this the first time that an effort was made to destabilize this institution? No. An entire exercise was done earlier under the Saujanya case, murder case. That failed. Now, and also look at this, Padmaja, how well orchestrated and well detailed this whole script was. A lady, an old poor lady was created. A fictitious daughter was created. That daughter was fictitiously raped. Few photographs were fabricated. And the story was told that like her, there are 1,000 plus cases. Not one, not tens, not hundreds. Mind you, this question was asked repeatedly to this guy. He said 1,000 plus such cases have occurred over the last few years. And he said he was the only single point of contact or person who was entrusted with disposing of these bodies. And he said, this Vikram Betal, every night he would go to the forest with a dead body hanging on his shoulder, go and bury and come. On the face of it, the allegations are so ludicrous, so shocking.
And that is why they made the SIT,
the kind
to
of
find out whether the allegations are correct or not. And the BJP welcomed it.
No, even when the SIT, one second, even when the SIT was constituted, we welcome the constitution of the SIT because we want the truth to be out. Even today, we are not on that point. We are on the point of what changed between the Chief Minister saying we won't constitute an SIT and the SIT being constituted. Who were these Delhi leaders who instructed him to do so? One. Two, would they have shown the same kind of alacrity, urgency and enthusiasm in constituting an SIT if similar allegations were, say, made against a non-Hindu religious institution? Would they have done that? That is the second question. Third, in this very legislative assembly session, the state government has brought about 3 legislations. One to constitute a special anti-communal task force in coastal Karnataka purportedly to, solve communal violence incidents. But everybody knows that it is targeted at the Hindu organizations and the Hindu Karyakartas. Second, they have legislated a hate speech curbing bill, again very secularly, very non-harmful sounding, but again the intent being very vicious to curb the freedom of expression of specifically majority community leaders. And third, at the insistence of Rahul Gandhi, the state government drafted the Rohit Vemula bill. If you have gone through the bill, it is so draconian in nature that even the Congress party MLAs themselves went to the Chief Minister and advised him not to introduce it in the assembly session. Now, I want all of these to be seen in the same light. Anti-communal violence task force, hate speech bill, Rohit Vemula bill at Rahul Gandhi's instance, and constitution of an SIT very hurriedly, without any preliminary investigation, just because there are allegations made against a very serious Hindu institution upon instructions from Delhi. But who is to benefit from this?
But
who are the people behind this? And let me tell you, Padmaja, the masked man and these 4 or 5 YouTubers who have come for 1 second.
Yeah, no, but that's when the government says that this is your brand of politics. You are trying to string all of this together to say that Congress is anti-Hindu, whereas all they wanted to find out was whether such a murder or rape or burial ever took place. There were activists who started writing to the government saying, look, you have to get to the bottom of this story. If indeed women have been disappearing, tell us one way or the other. And so they said, okay, let the truth come out. And when it didn't, they arrested the man.
Yes, Padmaja, we welcomed the constitution of an SIT. I'm reiterating that. But this Congress government, in its effort to dig the truth, went so deep, literally digging, that, in one instance where this person, this masked whistleblower claimed to have buried dead bodies, a few more, inches further down, they would have found water. That much digging the Congress government did. Not 1 day, not 2 days, 16 full days. My only question is, would they have shown the same urgency, alacrity, enthusiasm in doing this if it was a non-Hindu institution? And who were the people who came and gave this request to the Chief Minister? People of the state know this. A same set of, motley group of urban Naxals, leftist organizations, they go and meet with the Chief Minister. And after their meeting, the Chief Minister says, we will constitute an SIT. The first reaction of the Chief Minister was, no, we will not do it. Then this meeting with this, motley group of well-known usual suspect leftist organizations happens. Then some instructions comes from Delhi. Just like perhaps this Rohit Vemula bill got drafted after Rahul Gandhi's insistence. Then the CM makes a U-turn. Then an SIT is constituted. And even after that, the first day they dug up, in 3-4 places, nothing came about. The second day, nothing came about. Third day, 16 full days this drama went about. And today the reason why they are making these token arrests of this whistleblower is because the people of Karnataka, the millions of devotees of Lord Manjunatheshwara and Dharmasthala are extremely angry. And they see this government and the Congress party as a co-conspirator in this larger conspiracy. Which is why they are making these token arrests. But now you tell me, Padmaja, 1 second, you tell me, our demand is very clear. Can an SIT that was originally constituted, or rather as a result of this conspiracy, an SIT that came about as a result of this conspiracy, can this SIT now be entrusted with exposing the conspirators?
Okay, so let me ask you this. If indeed the Congress, at the behest of somebody in Delhi, as you allege, made this giant conspiracy, then haven't they ended up committing a self-goal? They would have gone the whole hog and said yes. They would have planted some skeletons and said, look, Here are all the mass burials, here are all those bodies. They would have gone ahead with this conspiracy till its logical end. Why would they then go back on the original assumption and strike a false goal?
Padmaja, I think you have been listening to this masked man, this whistleblower, too much. Is why you have swallowed this whole thing too, taken it literally too seriously. It is very difficult to do all this, planting of skeletons and etc. Perhaps if they had more time, I would say they would have even done that, because that's how detailed the conspirators have gone in, making this entire make-believe story. They have created a fictitious, woman, brought a poor old lady, created a fictitious, a daughter for her, got that daughter fictitiously raped, created fabricated stories and photographs of this lady. What all have they done? What all have they done? BBC sent special stingers. And a posse of senior advocates challenged the injunction order on behalf of the sanitation worker. There are news channels, there are certain news portals, Padmaja, that openly did fundraising campaigns, saying we need your public money, we need public money to challenge these injunctions in the court to unearth the truth. This was the nature of the viciousness of this campaign. And this went on for 16 full days. Every single day, the state, the police, the ministers, the CM, everybody monitoring all of these things. To a point when nothing came about, the only way to save face is to say, okay, now we are going to arrest the whistleblower. But who is this whistleblower? But a pawn in this large conspiracy. Okay. Who are the people who funded these lawyers? Who were the people who coordinated this entire media, ecosystem, social media, YouTubers? Who funded all of them? These are questions. Who are the people who wrote the script? These are questions that need to be answered, and nothing less than a CBI inquiry will bring the truth out.
Okay.
Because the SIT today that is constituted is a result of this conspiracy.
Okay, so will there be a CBI probe? Now it's incumbent on the state government, because all of these questions are still left hanging in the air. Tejasvi Surya, thanks very much for joining us here.